Hey guys, welcome to the RCS Kings Defender, our first Saturday tournament. I'm Golgiap, and with me is our newcaster Blurryface, all the way from Australia. How you doing?
I'm alright, how are you, man?
Very good. I'm actually surprised how many people we got for this tournament because like it's the first tournament we're doing on Saturday, so the prize pool wasn't all that big, and like it wasn't a lot of publicity out there. But it looks like we got a lot of fans out there who want to be playing our tournaments.
Yeah, it looks like it's doing really well. A lot of people came along, so that's really good to see.
Yeah. And we'll be starting by expecting Meat Chopper versus Strange Love. We are going to be joining in game two, however, because we did miss the first game. First game, however, I heard that Strange Love took that game with his Zulok against Meat Chopper's Tempo Mage. What do you think about that matchup?
The Zulok versus Tempo Mage is really, in my experience, having played a fair bit of Zulok, but very little Tempo Mage, it's very starting hand dependent. If you get
Hmm.
off to a slow start as the Zulok and you can't answer what the mage drops early,
Yeah,
especially the
especially
Flame
a Flame
Waker,
Waker. Yeah, that
if the
card is
Flame Waker comes
nuts
down and you can't answer that, you will lose the board and pretty much never get it back, and you'll just be smacked. I feel like it's one of those matchups that is a landslide either way.
for
Either
sure.
deck can
Yeah,
win it
if
and
you
they'll
can get
crush the
like a
game.
good start as a Zulok and Tempo Mage can't get any creatures on board and they're forced to use all their removals as, like to
Yeah.
save their own life, it's like going really bad for Tempo Mage.
Yeah, the one thing that does happen, if it is a situation in that matchup where it's close, the mage has the better reach, so and the warlock will be tapping, which does get
Hmm.
him low on.
The other decks that Strange Love has is either a Paladin or a Druid. I'm currently probably expecting the popular decks here, the combo mid-range Druid, which seems to be really popular in the ladder right now, and the Secret Paladin.
Yeah, that is almost certainly right. The Secret Paladin is just so strong at the moment compared to other Paladin variants, so I can't imagine it be anything else. And the
Yeah,
mid-range Druid can just practically win any matchup
yeah.
it's thrown at it, so it's so reliable.
And Meat Chopper, of course, still has his Tempo Mage available. He has another Druid, which I'm going to be also expecting going to be mid-range Druid. There really isn't other Druid decks out there, and a Shaman, which is also probably going to be Face Shaman, the popular meta
Probably,
pick.
yeah.
What do you think?
Uh,
For it.
I
Oh,
will
looks like
fight
actually we're
with
going to
honor.
game right now,
we going
so
to
we
go.
don't have to guess what they're going to be playing. Uh, and it's going to be a Paladin versus Mage. Looks like Meat Chopper is going to be sticking with Tempo Mage here.
Yep.
And on the side of Strange Love, looks like this is indeed going to be Secret Paladin. That Secret Keeper and Double Sacrifice in the hand before Mulligans is a very obvious tell.
Yeah, that's huge. Do you reckon? What do you think about the capes here? Do you think you keep the secret keeper or go for a more aggressive start with
I
lesser
like I
gnomes
like
that might
keeping
be in
Secret
there?
Keeper. I do like keeping Secret Keeper first turn because it's your most powerful play if you can back it up with Noble Sacrifice, and he does have the
Yeah.
insane combo in hand. I'm not sure. I think we did miss the mulligans there. I'm not sure if I kept the
I
RMB
never
cow,
tell.
but like yeah,
Uh, yeah.
his
I
hand
I
right
don't
now is
think
insane.
keeping. Yeah, the paladin's hand is very good here. You know, you curve the secret keeper into noble sack into muster, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the mage answers that at the moment, unless
Um, He does have the Flame Waker with the coin, which is what you usually want in a Tempo Mage
yeah,
deck, and has a Sorcerer's Apprentice. Usually, you want to have like a really big like turn five, where you can play Flame Waker, Sorcerer's Apprentice, coin, Frostbolt, and then like Arcane Missiles, and then just dominate the board that way. That's
yeah,
usually how I
get the
like to play.
fireworks show. The fireworks show is always great, but the question here is: do you play the Sorcerer's Apprentice? Because you have to expect that that is either a noble sacrifice or an avenge, or
Yeah.
he just goes to the unstable form. I don't think that's a bad idea.
And think Heal Ball is actually not that bad. 2 mana, 3/3 that heals you for 8. That might come in
Yeah,
handy in this
I'll
matchup.
take that. But yeah, this matchup can run to where it just is scrapping, trying to get the last bits of damage, and that 8
Yeah.
heal can be very, very clutch.
And on the side of Strange Love, he did draw an Avenge this turn, which would have been absolutely incredible last turn. But he decides
Yeah,
to go for it this turn, and then he can even Hero Power. He's going to skip on the Muster for Battle just to protect his Secret Keeper even more and have this basically unstoppable combo of secrets with the Secret
I
Keeper
see.
on board.
I think the Paladin has started out so quickly here that the Mage is already quite disadvantaged. I'm not sure what he does here. A Flame Waker, he mirror entities, which unfortunately does buff the Secret Keeper. I wonder
Yeah.
if I think he forgot about that.
Yeah, a lot of times people do forget. I forget about that all the time. That Secret
I do
Keeper
it all
works
the
with
time,
any
yeah.
secrets, but that is unfortunate. I mean, he doesn't really want to be running out his Flame Workers. Yeah, he doesn't want to be using his coin to get at the World Elemental out. He just wants to save them for a really big combo. So we'll see if this gamble is worth it. But Strange Love is going to be putting some incredible amount of pressure right now.
Yeah, the pressure is incredible. I think the best play, even though it does ruin his tempo, is actually to Fireball, and he'll Fireball that. Because if the Paladin doesn't have another minion to back it up, and the only thing you have to worry about is the Avenged Silverhand Recruit, you can start battling for the board again with a big Flame Waker turn. If he draws a cheap spell, like a Mirror Images or an Arcade Missiles, will be huge.
And it's a great turn.
Kings.
Yeah, for Blessing of Kings. And Meat Chopper already down to 8 life. Oh man, I'm not sure if this is a place where you can come back from.
Yeah,
does draw a
this
Frostbolt.
is incredible. That's pretty big.
Yeah, that's going to help him a lot here. So he can go for the Flame Waker, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Coin, and then Frostbolt. Hopefully you get lucky with some of your pings.
Yeah, I think if RNG goes his way here, he can certainly stabilize, but it is very dependent on RNG.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
looks
gonna.
like he isn't
skip
Go-Go
the
with Flame
Flame
Waker.
Waker.
And Go-Go
He
with the more
wants to heal.
conservative play. Yeah.
I think that's wrong, to be honest. I think that's very much a staying alive play, while the play to win the game would have been the Flame Waker.
Mm-hmm. And now he doesn't have a lot of spells in hand anymore.
Exactly.
Maybe
he's only got
next
that
turn.
coin.
Yeah. Next turn he needs to. I don't know if he draws a. I honestly don't know. Maybe he plays.
I think the
Flame
perfect top
Strike.
deck is. I think the perfect top deck is either a Flame Strike or a 1-mana spell, because he can go Flame Waker, Coin, Mirror Images, for example, and that's a lot of fireworks flying around. Plus, you have the 3/3 still on board to try and take out that 5/5.
Yeah.
So he's very top deck reliant.
Sorcerer's Apprentice isn't going
That's
to
a
be
blank.
helpful here.
I think you've just got to go for the Flame Waker, Coin, and just see what happens. I don't think there's any other way to stave off lethal.
Man, but I think you die that way, right? For sure, because
No,
he has
if you get very good RNG and you can kill that 5/5, he survives with 1 health on board. However, there is the older man in hand, and he will.
But you can't get lucky and kill the 5/5 because even if all the 4 bolts at the Silverhand Recruit, you don't have enough mana to Fire Blast.
No,
And
he trades
his-
3/3 in.
But he's secret Gold Sacrifice.
I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, no, he's dead.
There is
There's
no
nothing
way
you
to
can
come
do.
back from this.
This is
And then the
guaranteed.
True Civil Champion is going to knock him out. Well, he's going to roll for it anyway, so see what happens.
He
Not
actually
big
did get
enough.
the shots he needed if that hadn't been Noble sacked.
And Secret Paladin,
will take that game in a dominant fashion.
yeah, just taking it even without playing the Marquee Mystery Challenger card.
That
And Meat
was.
Chopper,
I think
just
that,
not
that
having
very,
good luck.
I think that very much shows that matchup though, in that it's one or the other.
Yeah.
And it'll
I
always
mean,
be a stomp.
I think usually Tempo Mage have a really hard time with Secret Paladin, especially if Secret Paladin comes off with a really good curve. There's really not a lot of ways for you to, take back the board when the Secret Paladin goes, turn 2 Shield and Middle, turn 3, Muscle of a Battle, and to insane cards over and over and over again into Mr. Challenger. There just isn't enough value within Tempo Mage to be able to gain board control early enough, because they usually like to take the board on turn 5, but their creatures are so resilient that all their Flamewaker plots, all their spells just can't do enough.
I agree. And taking the board on turn 5 against a Secret Paladin, the issue there is that you're going to be facing into the Mysterious Challenger, who'll he'll ruin your board no matter what you do.
Right. We're going to our final game. Strange Love has his Druid left, and we'll see what Meat Chopper brings
We're
up.
seeing the Tempo Mage again.
Yeah. He's just going to try. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter which deck you play. because you have to
Yeah,
win
true.
with
You've
all
got to
three.
beat the druid regardless. Yeah.
Oh,
I think I think there's merit to sticking with the same deck, just so you
hmm
get a bit of confidence. If you do win this game, I think you feel a bit better because you potentially get rid of a weaker deck.
for sure. And I think this is a really, really good matchup for the mage. I think
Yeah, I
the
agree.
most important card here is the Mirror Entity, and just strange. I mean, just the Druid deck just has no good cards to play out against Mirror Entity. Like the best card to draw at that point is the Darnassus Aspirant, but if you don't have the Darnassus Aspirant, you're going to end up giving your opponent like a Keeper of the Grove, a
Yeah,
Druid of the Claw. All these cards are just so bad to run against Mirror Entity, and this is
yeah,
and then they don't get on the board really fast, so Tempo Mage can get on the board first and control the board later on. And Mid Chopper is playing the War Elemental, which can also shut down the hero power of the Druid.
yeah. I think the tempo mage is very favoured here, especially since the druid's hand, after the mulligans there, is quite weak.
hmm
The little saplings just don't do enough, and that's a brilliant hand from the mage.
Yeah, this
That's a
is
very,
exactly what
very
you're looking
dominant
for.
hand.
You can go on. This is like the insane turn like 5 combo, right? Or even turn
Yeah,
4. You can go Flame Waker, Coin, Sorcerer's Apprentice into Arcane Missiles, and that is
yeah,
six
which is
bolts coming
huge.
out of Waker. And there's like that's how you take the board. But however, that is a really good top deck on the side of the Druid.
Yeah, the wild growth is huge there. It does let him get that keeper out earlier, which will be huge against the second sorcerer's apprentice though.
Yeah, so
That's big.
he can just push out the Sorcerer's Apprentice without worrying about getting removed because he can still have the combo later.
Yeah,
Strange Love, however, has like 3 ways to take care of the Sorcerer's Apprentice, and he's going to decide to go with the Keeper.
I think the keeper's the best for the mana efficiency, and I don't think there's too many targets you really want to silence. I think you'd prefer to always kill a flame waker
For
rather
sure.
than
You get on
silence
the
it.
board this way too.
Yeah, exactly. But
And he's going,
there's the one mana flame cannon just to respond instantly.
yeah, Flame Cannon is a very good card against the Druid. Usually they don't have a lot of creatures on board, so it's a lot of times going to be guaranteed hit, unless they did run like the Living Roots out. And
Yeah,
4 damage for 2 mana is just so much value.
exactly. It's really great if you can just get it on that one. And against the druid, it kills so many of their early key cards like the aspirant, the keeper of the grove, the shade of Naxxramas if that comes out.
Even yeah, that's a very good point. The Shade can have the ability to snipe out stealth characters.
So the flame cannon is just pure value in this matchup, and he got that value.
Strange Love debating if he needs to remove this Sorcerer's Apprentice or if he can safely play Ezra Drake here.
I think it's a very difficult decision because leaving a sorcerer's apprentice up is almost always a bad event. Playing that Azure Drake, you draw a card, and you need something on the board.
Yeah, it's also mana efficient, right? Because
Yeah, exactly.
if he does play those removal spells, and he ends up hero powering. That's not exactly what you want to do on turn
Yeah.
5.
This is going to be a turn of many fireballs, or fireworks, I should say.
Yeah.
That unstable portal's not great. The injured
hmm
Kvaldir.
You usually
Do
want
you-
to be finding a 3 mana card or more with Unstable Portal,
Yeah,
so you
exactly.
can get the full discount. He is going to go with the not the best RNG with the Waker. We'll
Not the
see
best,
if the
no.
coin is going to get him here. Yes, he finally does get the Waker, and
See,
that's pushing a lot of damage
that's
to the
huge.
face.
That's massive. The druid can Lotheb here, I think. Lotheb and Living Roots on probably the Apprentice. I think that locks it down. But he will go with the
So-
Wrath, it seems.
Yeah, I guess he does value the Flame Waker very highly, and he does understand that if Flame
As he
Waker does
should.
stay on board, yeah, he can become very big problems.
Well, I don't disagree with this line of play, but I do think there was merit to think that the mage only had 2 cards in hand.
hmm
So the Flame Waker, I don't think he was wrong to do it though. But
Yeah, and
he
if
could
you
have
did
had
play the
something else.
Lotheb, then he can't cast any spells for the Flame Waker. Now this turn is probably going to be seeing the Doctor 7 come down here, although Meat
You
Chopper
would
did
think
end up
so.
pushing a lot of damage.
It is turn 7 and Doctor Boom is green, so I do think you play it.
Yeah, there's usually not any better plays than Doctor Boom on turn 7.
Yeah.
Counter spell is an interesting spell, although, Strange Love is going to have a good counter to that by just playing the Wild Growth.
Yeah,
into-
the the wild growth is a good thing to feed to the counterspell.
Yeah.
Uh,
Chopper
I
was
think
probably
it,
looking for more burn here rather than something like a counter spell.
yeah. Well, he can take the druid down to 4
Mm-hmm.
or even 3
Four,
with the
and
ping.
then yeah, with the ping, and the Flame Waker procs, if he gets lucky, he might even put him down to 2, which would be really, really good.
That would be good, but he's going to develop the counterspell instead.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad idea, because if you hide the fact that it's a fireball in your hand, the druid might
Mm-hmm.
get a little bit greedy.
Yeah,
However, I think here it's obvious you just kill the Flame Waker and put down either your Ancient of Law or a Lotheb, depending on what you think that secret is.
for sure. And the Boomba RNG not going to be. I mean, it was probably the average result there. Like hitting face is probably the best for me, Chopper, and hitting
Yeah,
Flame Waker of 4 is exactly what Stranger Love was looking for. But instead, he is going to get the average result of killing the 1/2. And he does go with the conservative play there of healing himself with the
I think that's
Ancient.
right, because he's out of double fireball range, which I think is very important.
Oh man, and the Boombot gonna be really good there for me. For
Yeah,
Strange Love, gonna be taking out that Flame Waker with no trouble.
I think the druid is now stabilized to a point where he's favored.
Yeah,
That boombot was huge, taking
yeah.
out that flame waker.
Me Chopper
I'm
not
not sure what the
drawing.
mage does.
Yeah, Me Chopper not drawing any of his mirror entities or Secret Keeper is going to be bad. The Mage is going to be, hoping to be drawing another Fireball very soon. Arcane Intellect is
Yeah.
also decent here.
That top deck though is huge.
Yeah, he can
He
heal
can just
himself
heal
even
himself
more.
back up.
Oh, I don't think he can come back from this point because there's so much damage on board now.
Exactly, and the druid's just going to be dropping threat after threat. Next turn, he can drop a Lotheb to block any shenanigans with spells, and I think that's it.
Yeah, and the
There's
top
nothing
deck from
Me
Me
Chopper
Chopper
can
just
do.
doesn't do it. Man, he just can't get any luck going with this Tempo Mage. Like even his most favorable matchup, Me Chopper is going to drop it, and then it's going to be a clean
Yeah,
sweep for Strange Love
3-0, yeah.
3-0. And wow, what do you think about that? Like
Well,
pretty.
I think it was a dominant performance from Strangelove there.
Mhm.
I don't. I do think there was a bit of bad luck for Meat Chopper in that he got a good start with his tempo mage in that last game,
Yeah.
and the druid had quite a bad start. But it just so quickly the top decks from the mage became very useless, and the druid was just dropping big card after big card. Which
Yeah,
is
for
it's
sure.
hard for the mage to deal with that, especially when he lost the board. I think once you lose the board, you're very much up shit's creek.
Yeah, Tempo Mage, if you can tempo your opponent, if you're behind on tempo, definitely you're gonna be losing the game. Right. So, we are going to be getting your other semifinal matches going up in about like 5 minutes. That's going to be between Larax and Winning Style.
All right. That should be a good match to decide who's in the final. Oh, sorry. So we'll be back shortly with our next game. Stay tuned and make sure to follow us on Twitch, on Random Championship Series, Facebook on Esports RCS, and Twitter at Esports RCS. Thank you.
Race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Now we race against the sun. Ooh.
All right, guys. We are going to be joining in the middle of the match between Winning Style and Larynx here. Looks like Larynx is playing a interesting Tempo Mage deck with some sweet legendaries, and Winning Style is going to be playing a conventional Control Warrior list.
It does, yeah. It's that's what it looks like. I'm not sure what's already been played because we did join late, but the Warrior does seem to be in quite a good position. The Geddon on board is quite dominant, even though it's being polymorphed.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs to go for Polymorph there because Rengen is going to be ending his life soon, although he would like to, develop that Ronin, but he's going to have to push. He's going to end his turn without being able to use all of his mana. And Winning Style
That's
with
game. That's game for Winning Style. He's gonna Grom and either Revenge or Ysera Awakens.
all right, there it is.
Unfortunately, we did miss a lot of that game. So Winning Style will take that with the Warrior.
Yeah.
Didn't really see much of it though, unfortunately.
It's interesting. Well, I mean, the admins did tell them to hold their match, but I guess they got a little impatient. Shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just say friendly match. Hopefully it was. But if not, we wouldn't be too far behind. I will try to get you guys updated on what's going on. See what score they're on. I do like the deck coming out from the side of Larynx. That was kind of a really cool looking Tempo Mage list with the Ronin there and the Nexus Champion, Assad or something.
Nexus Champion.
Assad or something like that, yeah. But he had that card. Unless he got off an unserved portal, it seemed like a really cool card that he was.
Yeah, no, that's a very cool list, and I've just got confirmation from Larynx that was game one. So cool. The Warrior did take that. I think most Warrior lists beat most Mage lists just because armor beats burn.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he'll be too sad about losing that one.
Yeah.
Especially since it did get to turn 10.
This was a bad matchup.
Yeah.
Larynx actually has Hunter, Mage, and Priest, which all three decks are kind of not amazing against Warrior.
I think Priest, assuming it's a control variant, actually I think the Dragon variant would do better against Warrior because they can just swarm the board early, which Warrior struggles
really
to deal
big,
with.
resilient creatures.
Exactly. They've got the high health totals, which obviously the Priest loves.
Yeah. And Winning Style has a Warrior, Paladin, and a Priest. So Priest on both sides of these guys.
That's interesting. I don't see too much Priest at the moment because Control. I don't think Control Priest is quite refined enough yet with the League of Explorers, but it's certainly getting there.
Yeah. The Museum Curator was a really sweet card that they added, and I've been seeing some Awakened Evil or whatever, the deal 3 damage.
Excavated Evil, where you shuffle it into your opponent's deck. That card is just brilliant against aggro.
Mm-hmm.
Because you give them
the aggro never wants to draw that card.
Exactly. Yeah, if they draw that, it's a blank card.
Yeah, you force your opponent to lose a card basically if they happen to draw that. Just a really sweet card.
In the game 2 that's starting, the Paladin versus Mage, both hands are lightning fast.
Yeah, looks like we're going to be seeing Secret Paladin again, of course, from Winning Style, and Larynx is going to be Tempo Mage. This time he has a really sweet opener that we didn't get to see on the side of Meat Chopper there of this turn 1 Mana Worm play.
Yeah, we didn't see a Mana Worm at all, and the Mana Worm is huge here because it can potentially, with an Arcane Missiles that's in hand, it can trade with that shielded mini-bot, which blocks the Avenge, which is massive. That Secret will just sit there and give the Mage the potential to slowly just keep the Paladin restricted on minions until it can actually deal with whatever gets avenged.
Yeah. We'll see if Larynx does play around the Noble Sacrifice here. If he does decide to go for the Arcane Missile, he is just going... Yeah, it looks like he does guess that he's probably not going to be Noble Sacrifice this early.
That's
I wonder
the RNG is not great there, but it's not bad either. I think you definitely trade if you think it's a
Yeah.
bench.
Yeah. And probably the best result there probably was hitting 3 on minibots, but that's a little too much to hope for.
Oh yeah,
We
that
could
would
have just
be,
gone, yeah, 1 on minibot and 2 to face would have been the average result.
yeah.
Said that's what we're going for. Unfortunately, it's not a winning style. He's drawing a lot of his secrets early game, which isn't what you want as a secret paladin.
Well, you only want that if you have the secret keeper, which he's missing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So he's definitely off to a slower start here.
Yeah, this is going to make his Mr. Challenger going to be a lot weaker later when he draws it because he has drawn both of his Avengers, so he won't be getting any Avengers out of his deck. And
Yeah.
usually Secret Paladin decks only play one Repentance, so he won't be getting that either.
Yeah, exactly. He should have enough secrets there that it will still be a difficult turn for the mage to deal with, but it's not going to be anywhere near as destructive as it can be,
Mm-hmm.
which is unfortunate for the paladin.
And Larax in his hand has the Ronin. What do you think about this card?
I think Ronin, it's very much a meta call. If you believe that the meta is very, very fast, the Ronin, you just can't play it because it just doesn't do anything the turn it hits the board. However, if the meta is in shape where you can afford to spend turn 8 just dropping a big creature, then it's brilliant. The 3 arcane missiles is excellent value.
Yeah, you just
Especially
can't.
for the tempo mage. If you in turn normal, sorry to cut you off. Normally the Flame Waker in the late game, it's quite weak. Because it can just be dealt with. However, if you've got the 3 arcane missiles from Ronin, that's just fireworks shooting everywhere with the arcane missiles, and you can clear boards
Yeah.
with that for 6 mana.
And also, the Tempo Mage does play an Antonidas. And if he does get
Oh, yeah.
Antonidas from his deck, like with the Ronin, that is living the entire dream right there.
That's interesting. Seeing the Forgotten Torch, this could almost be it's possible that this is a Reno list because I don't think Forgotten Torch is particularly standard. He might be playing one Fireball.
I
It's
do
not a
like
pure
the Forgotten
arena.
Torch actually. In my opinion, I do play one Forgotten Torch in my Tempo Mage deck. It does help with the early game, and it does help you transition into late game while having a much more like 4 mana Fireball in your deck.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I'm not too familiar with the Tempo Mage deck. I just feel that Forgotten Torch can be too slow, but I think Larax has really made a call that the decks he's going to run up against aren't lightning quick. I don't think he's expecting things like Face Hunter, Face Shaman. Because Secret Paladin, as much as it is an aggro deck, often it's not particularly fast.
That's true.
Because it wants to get to that turn 6, 7, 8 with the serious challenge and boom, Tyrion.
Yeah, they're more of like a mid-range deck, right? They put the
Yeah.
pressure on early, and they just transition into a late game.
Yeah, exactly. So I think he's made the call that Ronin and Forgotten Torch aren't too slow. He's also got the Arcane Blast. That's a very interesting card.
Usually, lists that run Arcane Blast, I usually see them paired with a Zerdrake. I've been seeing a lot of what's that called? The Conjure, the Arcane Conjure.
The Discover a Spell card, yep.
Yeah, a lot of people have
there's
been
a Challenger
cutting
on 6.
oh man, that is unfortunate for Winning Style. But he does have Counter Spell on board, and if Winning Style is wondering if this is going to be Mirror Entity, but he just had no other plays. He's going to run right into it, and he's going to realize it's not going to be a Mirror Entity, and he's going to be very happy to see that.
Yeah, that's brilliant. He's pulled a Noble Sack, Competitive Spirit, and Redemption, which is expected.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the mage... I think the mage just has to ping and almost just pass. The Forgotten Torch isn't enough against the Mysterious Challenger.
Larax is going to be kicking himself a little bit here for using that polymorph a little bit too early on just the Hunter Creep.
Oh no, he's got
Man,
the Doctor
got-
8 ready with an Avenge developed. Well, the
And
Avenge...
the Counter Spell just gets nothing.
Yeah. Jeez. This is a rough spot for Larax.
Yeah, and the turn to play Ronin is so far away. He just needs a really good top deck here. Unzera Portal can be okay. Let's see what
Unstable
we
Order
get.
could save him here.
Big Game Hunter? Be really good.
Oh god, BGH.
Oh no,
Oh, the Rip with Crocolisk. That's not what you want to see.
this doesn't do anything. And if he does ping off the 1/1 here, oh wait, no, both of his
No,
Avengers
no.
are gone, so you're
The Avengers are
you're
gone.
safe. to ping the Silverhand recruit.
I think he's going to ping the Mysterious Challenger though,
So
so
that
that he
was-
can kill
so
it with the
yeah.
Crocker. Except he could kill it, except I think we're going to see Tyrion Fordring drop here and seal the game. I think.
Yeah, and Blessing of Kings even in hand. Obviously, he's gonna go for Blessing of Kings, maybe. He just wants to push as much damage as he can. Just doesn't think he needs Tyrion's yet.
I'm not sure I agree with that. I think the mana efficient play there was quite strong, but he does clear the board anyway.
Yeah, and he does set up for lethal next turn.
That's true, yeah. Well, and that is lethal. The Ronin, unfortunately, if that had been a Ragnaros, maybe it could have saved him, but
Yeah.
Ronin won't do enough.
And man, these Tempo Mages never having good luck today.
Yeah, they're just not drawing right. Tempo Mage is a very strong deck. He could go for the BM Tyrion, and he will.
And winning style can even play Iron Beak out, even if this Ronin was on board to just silence his Death Rattle.
Yeah,
Just Ronin just not being able to pull his weight there.
that was a dominant game from the Paladin. And the Mysterious Challenger didn't even take that much of an effect. The Secrets didn't do much, but
Yeah, his Battlecry didn't do much, but just being a big body on board just
Yeah.
closed out the game within 3 turns. Just,
exactly.
just insane threat on its own. And Larynx, of course, that play with polymorphing, just a Hunter
Yeah,
Creeper
I
too early
just-
was
I
impatient.
disagreed with that.
Yeah, that was a very impatient-
It had a Divine Shield, I understand that, but it's only doing 1 damage. You can just ping it down.
He was
slowly.
also at 30 life, so
Exactly. I'm not sure why he made that play. I think maybe he just really wanted to try and take board control.
mhm.
But you're against
But,
the
like-
Secret Paladin. You know that there's Boom, you know there's Tyrion, and you know there's the Challenger himself.
Yeah,
that
Winning
polymorph
Style
would have been
also
so
had
valuable.
the Cog Hammer on board too, and he could just
Exactly.
use the Cog Hammer to clear the Sorcerer's Apprentice, so
Yeah.
he couldn't even take the board there, even if he wanted to. So he was just throwing 2 cards away there, not be able to get any value.
Yeah, I do think that polymorph definitely was what swung the game against the mage, Larax. So hopefully he can get that sorted so he doesn't... you need to not be wasteful with your spells, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I think that's very important.
Yeah, it looks like. What do you think? Do you think Larix is going to go with his mage again? Because Winning Style is going to be, have to play his priest now because of the Conquest format.
I actually think you change deck. I think
Yeah.
the priest has potential to really beat up a mage, and I think you need to get your confidence in order. I
Mhm.
know technically it doesn't actually matter because you have to win with all 3 decks against
Yeah.
the priest, but I think after that domination in that last game, and I'm not sure how close the first game was, but he did lose it in quite spectacular fashion.
Yeah, and
I did notice the Warrior had 2 Ysera cards in hand, which meant
Yeah.
that obviously it's stuck. I think you need to get your confidence in order and pick a counter.
maybe Larix does have a little bit of problem with using his removals a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Usually, you don't want. Usually, by the time when Ysera hits the board as a tempo mage, you won't be winning the game, or that you start shooting stick around, especially if your deck is playing things like Polymorph.
So I do think either you take the Hunter and hope for a good hand, or you take the 50-50 and just run Priest into Priest.
Right. Looks like Larix is comfortable with his priest matchups, and
it's looking
Larix
like
is
it's
playing.
control versus control.
Yeah, a interesting card, Shadow Madness, which is a very tech-heavy card. You want to
Yeah.
play this card in metas that are very specific with a lot of cards with low power.
Oh no, sorry, I
Cards-
made the wrong call. Winning Style is playing Dragon Priest, which I think puts him into the driving seat here.
I think both players are actually playing dragons, so it's going to be an even match. We will see a
Oh,
black
you're right, there is. I
technician
didn't
style Larix.
notice the Blackwing, yeah. I didn't notice the Blackwing, that's my fault.
Hmm.
I'm not
What
used
do
to
you
the
think
Shrink
about
Master
playing-
in Dragon.
What do you think about playing Shrinking Meister so early here? I don't like running my Shrinking Meister out as an aggro card because things like this happen. It just doesn't get any
Just gets
value.
blocked.
Yeah, usually
I-
you want Stringmeister to save it up with your Cabal Shadow Priest,
Yeah.
because that's the only reason you're playing that card in your deck, right? So you
Yeah,
can
there's no other reason.
have a really sweet turn 8 play. But
Yeah.
running out like this, you're just losing card advantage now.
Especially, if you realize you're against another priest, you can make a fairly safe bet that there's a Ysera in the deck, And
Mhm.
Shrinkmaster Cabal on a Ysera can just win you the game.
Yeah, you,
I
you
think-
just can't come back from that when you like, lose your Ysera and you have to remove your own Ysera off the board. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Especially because Priest is so bad at removing 4 power creatures. Like Life
Precisely.
Bomb doesn't do anything, Holy Nova doesn't do anything, Shadow Word Death, Shadow Word Pain both doesn't do anything. It's just impossible to get rid of.
In fact, pretty much your best way to remove it is to Shrinkmaster Cabal it, which he's lost the option to do. However, he was in a pretty rough position. He had no play other than Hero Power Pass, which obviously as a priest is just pass. But I do think saving that Shrinkmaster was smart. However,
Yeah,
he has
because it
got
is a priest versus
back on-
priest matchup. You don't need to get out so early because it's a control matchup, a mid-range controller's matchup. Like you're okay just saving that turn and then playing the Blackwing Technician later. Especially because you had Shadow Madness. If your opponents did have a lot of cards on board, you can just use Shadow Madness to take the board control again. Because that's what
Yeah.
the card is for.
Winning Style does follow it up with... He had 2 strong plays there. He might get punished by the Shadow Madness, however.
Yeah, it looks like this is a great turn for Shadow Madness.
Yeah.
You could run the Blackwood Technician into the Twilight Guardian and then Shadow Madness the Twilight Guardian into the Dark Cultist.
I think you should Shadow
Oh,
Madness
right.
the Dark Cultist so you get its Death Rattle.
Right, I forgot about that.
One of your minions.
Yeah, much stronger play.
Yeah, you would have preferred it on your Worm Rest, I think, because it's going to get Blackwing Corrupted
Mhm.
this turn.
Although, there is an argument for not winning on your Wormcrest agent because of the Cabal Shadow Priest, because he does
That's true, yeah,
get
that's
stolen
very
more
true.
easily. So it's kind of like an average result.
Yeah, I think you're happy regardless to steal that Death Rattle.
Mhm.
I think Shadow Madness definitely did its job there. It killed 2
Yeah.
creatures and gained you a Death Rattle.
Exactly what you're looking for on that card. And usually you don't get too much value of that card against other mid-range decks, so that's...
Yeah.
I'm sure Larix is very happy with that. He got like more than his he bargained for by killing 2 creatures and getting also a Death Rattle effect.
Yeah. What do you think about playing the Azure there instead of the Corruptor to kill off the Worm Rest?
I think the Corruptor was probably the better play there. You get on the board, and you also don't need to be drawing any cards right now. Right now, your
Yeah,
hand is
you've got a
full of
healthy
cards.
hand.
Yeah, this way the priest, your opponent gets to take back a stronger board. You get to heal your creatures up, and just a bunch of bad things might start to happen.
Yeah, I do think the Corruptor... He may be thinking that he wants to steal the Worm Rest,
Hmm.
but I don't think Worm Rest in this matchup... I really do think your Cabals need to be saved for Yseras.
Yeah, if you do play the Stringmeister, then Cabal, saving the Cabal for Ysera is perfectly correct.
Well, in Dragon Priest, I don't think... I might be wrong, I haven't played Dragon Priest for quite some time, but I don't think you run the Cabals unless you run the Shrinkmeister.
I think a lot of
Dragon
lists
is too
do
powerful
run
for me.
Cabals even without Stringmeister, just because it's a really good card. Like,
It is
there usually is going to be targets in every deck.
Yeah,
Even
that's
against like a control warrior, you can take Armor Smiths and the Acolyte of Pains.
Yeah.
And like against other Dragon Priests, you got like targets. Like Northshire Cleric is a card you really need to take away from them because if they keep that card, they're going to take over
That's
the
an
game with
interesting
it.
card.
And winning style with Confessor Peltris.
That's very interesting in the Dragon Priest.
Mm-hmm. Like usually you don't see a Confessor Peltris because Confessor Peltris makes you a lot of creatures, but Dragon Priest never has a problem with having enough creatures on board ever.
Yeah, exactly. It's got... The Dragon Priest has so many strong creatures, assuming you can have a dragon in hand.
And it looks like
But
this
he will
Northshire
see
Cleric.
The keep away
Can't-
with the Shire Cleric.
Yeah, he can't make up his mind on which side he wants. All these Cabal Shadow Priests changing her mind back and forth. This Northshire Cleric just wants to fit in, but she just can't.
She just wants to make sure she's been on the winning team at some point.
Yeah, that's
There
actually
is a second Shadow Madness as well. It wasn't just a single tech. I hadn't
Yeah.
noticed.
Looks like Larax doesn't really like this card. This card can be a really big blowout and let you come back in games you have no chance of coming back on.
Yeah, it can be a huge swing if it's allowed to be. I think he will be coining out the Ysera here. It seems.
Turn 8 this Sarah can be very powerful for sure.
And Larax will be kicking himself for using that Shrink Master because he got nothing done.
Yeah.
And then how does he deal with a Ysera?
You can even play Shrink Master just to trade your creatures, right? Just like put them 2 power lower and trade your creatures in, and have your creatures be more healthy. Oh, instead of Ysera, we're going to be seeing a Compressor Peltress.
Oh, that's interesting. That's much more of a bargain play. Sorry, not bargain. Risky play. He might get a huge legendary out of it. He does give his opponent a card though by healing.
Oh, Mechanic Thornfolk is really big card.
That's huge, yeah.
Yeah.
Mechanier is a brilliant card when you get him for free. Or for 2 mana.
And Entombed Drawn for Larrax, exactly what I was looking for. That draw that Winning Style gave him off the Northshire Cleric is going to become relevant here in this Entomb.
Yeah.
Instead of entombing the Mechanier, he's going to entomb the Confessor. What do you think about that play? Because Confessor you can remove really easily, but just running your Cabal into it. But however, this 9/7 is going to stick.
I actually think that was a mistake. He might not realize quite how Mechanier works, because if he just tries to trade minions in, there's going to be Leper Gnomes everywhere. It's very. I think his logic was that he would prefer to draw a Peltress.
Of course.
Obviously, the thing you entomb is in your deck,
Yeah.
but his Mechanier is actually going to get value here.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a misplay.
Yeah.
And he's going to start biting him in the ass right now.
Yeah, because there's going to be Leper Gnomes popping out, and he can just keep that Mechanier healed up. It's as I said, it's a very, very strong card when you don't have to pay 9 mana for it. That's what holds Mechanier back, is just, A, he can be BGH'd, and he costs too much.
Yeah, but when you play him just for 2 mana off your hero power, the card is fantastic.
Exactly, and I can't see much of a way for it to be removed, because I think you just Twilight Whelp, heal it here, and it can't be killed by the board.
Like, you're going to need to use, on the Larrax's side, he's going to be forced to use Blackwing Corruptor and trade another creature into that Mechanier to be able to kill it all.
Which will spawn another Leper Gnome. I think he spawns as he's dying.
Yeah, I think he does too. Usually Death Rattle-ish effects does that. And a Alex Straza on the side of the Larrax. Usually you don't see this dragon in the
That's
Dragon.
very interesting, yeah.
You don't usually need to mini-play life totals with this deck.
Yeah, it might just be he wants another big dragon threat. Because, I don't know, it's not going to get much value this game because Winning Style's already at 19 health. So at most, you're going to damage him for 4. It's not particularly great.
Not for a 9 mana card for sure.
Exactly. And there's 2 Shadow Word Deaths in hand. So I do think Winning Style's in a very good position here. Unless this Shadow Madness can get work done, but I'm not sure how it would.
This play is going to end up giving Winning Style 2 Leper Gnomes. Of course, he loses his 1 Leper Gnome.
Yeah, so he basically comes out with the same amount of with 1 extra Leper Gnome.
Leper Gnome, making Leper Gnomes. This game is crazy.
That Mechanier was massive off Peltress.
For sure.
Getting a legendary that big was huge, and the Entomb, I'm going to call it a misplay because I really do think it was.
I think it was a misplay too. As you said, I think you nailed it right there when you said it was because Larrax only wanted to draw the Peltress, but he just didn't think about the board position he was in.
Yeah.
And this Holy Nova is going to do so much work with this spell damage.
And he debated running the Azure Drake into the Cleric there for a second. I'm not sure why.
I think he was thinking to force his opponent to draw a card off Northshire Cleric if he's thinking about the mill condition.
Yeah, that's not a bad point.
That was the only thing he was thinking about, but he realized it's probably not a very good play and decides to go with this play instead.
He's got to dominate it. The Sylvanas is a good play to try and take the board back. Because
for sure.
Oh, there's the Shrink Master. It doesn't quite hit anything at the moment, though.
Winning Style only has played 1 Cabal so far, so he can just wait for his Cabal, and if Larrax does play his eventual Ysera, it is going to be taken away by the time Winning Style draws a Cabal.
The question is, how do you deal with this Sylvanas? Do you just take the chance on deathing it and hope it steals either this Cleric you play or the Drake?
I always find that Sylvanas is a really hard card to play around for Priest, because that until they gave the Gundam Entomb is really the only clean answer the Priest has. But Winning Style is running 2 Shadow Word Deaths, and usually in lists I see usually they run 1 Shadow Word Death to be able to give 2 rooms for Entombs, because you usually don't have that much room for having too many Light Bombs, Holy Nova, Shadow Word Death,
Yeah.
Entombs. There's too many removals, so it depends on the tech choice, and Winning Style might be only running 1 and opting out for running double Shadow Word Death instead.
That is possible, yeah. He is going to get a clean clear on this Sylvanas, though, thankfully. He can clean the board up next turn and play a Cultist.
Well, he can clean the board into it and then Shadow Word Death it, so he doesn't take anything.
Oh, the Worm Rest does block that, though.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to use both his Shadow Word Death. And I think there is an argument for that, but I think you know that there's some very big dragons left that you have to be afraid of.
And Winning Style. Oh, he does run
Ooh,
a
that's
Cabal Shadow
big.
Priest.
He can actually steal...
He can take the
either steal the
Sylvanas.
Worm- He can take the Sylvanas. I'm not sure if that's correct, though. You can either steal the buffed Worm Rest, which will block 10 damage at the moment. Like, and then just hit face, have a 4/5 on top of it, and 2 3/2s. You're in a very good position, I think.
I wonder what's the play he will decide to go for here. He's going to go for the Shadow Word Death on the 5/4 first.
I think that means he'll be stealing the Worm Rest.
Yeah. Although this is Winning Style's last Cabal Shadow Priest, and if he does use it, he no longer has a way to deal with Ysera.
That's true, but at the same time, I think you can't pass up this kind of value. Like, if you don't steal anything this turn, what do you play? You're just going to be playing into the hands of the Sylvanas. Oh, he doesn't do it, though. Interesting.
It looks like he is really afraid of the Sylvanas RNG, so decides to just go for a draw here and decide to play a little bit conservative.
Yeah.
Well, also on the bright side, Larix has no real ways to be able to kill Sylvanas. And it's interesting, all these cards that Larix play, I usually don't see Justicar True Hearts in the Dragon decks.
Yeah,
Usually
the
that's
Justicar True Heart is much more the control. But
sure.
I think Larax is really, judging by what we've seen from his decks, he's really made a call that the meta is slow.
Yeah. He's definitely a card that's insane once you go to like turn 10 and can the fact that you can heal 4 over healing 2 a turn is going to make a big difference in a matchup like this.
Yeah. And the Chillmore here is actually very strong because it's going to basically kill all of Winning Style's board.
There's really no way for Winning Star to get through it. And then Sylvanas is getting a lot of damage.
Sylvanas is still there. And it's not dead either.
Do you steal the Chilma? I don't know. And this Sylvanas is doing so much work.
I don't think you steal the Chillmore because the Sylvanas still exists.
Yeah.
And it can just trade into the Chillmore.
Winning Style has drawn a Shallower Death at least for the Wormcrest agent.
Yeah.
He can go for a clean trade here, actually. He can run the Northshire Cleric into Wormcrest agent, Shadow Word Death, the Chilma, and run your Dark Cultist into the Sylvanas, and there will be no card left on board.
That's definitely the best play. I think what you have to be afraid of with that, though, is the Chillmore bluff, in that maybe he doesn't have a dragon in hand.
Yeah.
I think you can safely bet that he does. But
he hasn't played a lot of Dragon in a while.
He's gonna Velen's the...
I'm not sure about doing the Valens, because you're gonna end up giving your opponent a creature if you do.
Exactly. I do think...
Okay, he is going for this play.
Yeah, that's the best play.
And he does get
trade, and you can even develop a Blackwing.
Yeah. I think that's a correct play.
Yeah, I definitely think that was right. He's now got the 5/4. The only issue is we might see the Alexstrasza come down.
Oh man, if he plays this Ysera right now, he loses the game.
Yeah, he does. If he plays the Alexstrasza, he's okay. If he plays that Ysera, the game's over.
Yeah. Justicar is also an okay option.
Justicar, he didn't do that quite right though. He should have healed himself.
This way he can play Twilight Whelp on the board.
Oh, true. I didn't see that card in hand there. That is correct. Well, I think this turn you just trade your Corruptor into True Heart and play your own Ysera.
Yeah, it looks like that is what he's looking for. Oh, it looks like he's not deciding to trade the Justicar and leaving the 6 power creature on there.
He wants the value out of the Corruptor, I guess, which isn't wrong,
Yeah.
but it is risky.
Man, now Larax is in a really tough position.
This is very difficult, yeah. He's gonna
Well-
fish for something with the Azure. That's
Exactly. Now what you want to be seeing on turn, whatever turn they're on. Turn 20 or
past
something.
turn 10.
Yeah. And he's deciding to go
He's just gonna
face.
try and win the game.
He's got a race.
I don't think that's a bad idea when you've got the Justicard hero power. It's like if you can just heal your face before every turn,
Yeah.
that really does help.
But this Valen's Chosen and Holy Nova combo within Winning Style's hand might turn this entire board around.
Oh, it's going to. He'll hit the Ysera into the Azure Drake, and then Valen's Chosen.
Yeah,
The-
Isara still stays at 10 life that way.
Oh, no, he's going to trade. That's interesting.
Looks
He
like
really wants to
decides-
get something out of that Nova.
Yeah, he thinks the Nova is a little too valuable right now, and he can just go with this and keep developing the war, and he's completely fine. And he's a healthy
Yeah.
life total, and really, Dragon Priest don't really have any way to burst. Unlike the
Exactly.
control
Like,
deck, they don't
he's-
have the Arcanine.
Exactly. He's quite low, but at the same time, I don't think there's anything in there that the Dragon Priest can do to do 9 damage.
Larax needs to draw Confessor Peltris and get and Rex and the dinosaur, the Hunter
Yeah,
legendary.
Get King Crush.
Oh man,
He drew
Nope.
the Peltris. If
okay,
he gets King Crush here, I'm done. I'm quitting
it's
half
game over. All right, all right.
Well played.
Oh, please live the dream.
The Dream.
Oh, it's a good card, but no battle
It's a
cry
good
though.
card, but it's not King Crush.
Yeah, just no battle cry on
And
that.
it is not the game yet.
There's a lot of damage on the side of Winning Style.
Yeah, with that Nightmare.
Yeah,
Is he gonna steal the Peltris?
it looks like that's the play he's going for. He's gonna take back his card.
You entomb my Peltris, I'll cabal it back.
This Peltris just doesn't know where he wants to be.
I love Priest matchups so much.
Yeah, the creatures end up being the most disloyal creatures in the entire
They
game.
may as well. The Priest matchups, they should just have one deck and you both draw from a 16 card deck.
That's insane. Yeah, no, that makes sense
You
to
just
me.
steal each other anyway.
Well, what
how
out do you have
do
now?
deal with this? You have Ysera into Ysera Awakens Concede.
Okay,
Oh,
he's
actually,
gonna go.
Awakens is huge.
Man, just Blackmoon Corporate doesn't do anything on this board.
Like, it kills. I think it kills a Shrinkmaster. Like, I don't know what you do because he's gonna get another proc of that Peltris.
Yeah, I mean, you have to play Blackmoon Corruptor here just to establish the board and get rid of a Shrinking Master. It's not exactly what you want to be doing, but I mean, you need to. Yeah, it's something.
Yeah. I wonder if Larax does play a Light Bomb because a Light Bomb would be value right about now. It would clear out most of the board and take that Cabal very low. But he considered going face there. I don't think that's right because you just don't have any burst.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of damage on the side of Winning Style there. There's
How much
2
is it?
Valence Chosen, Nightmare, so that's 4, 9, 9.
Let's just see what comes out. If this is a Charger, I think it's lethal. Nope. Just a 5/5.
10, 14, 14, 17, 21, 21,
He has lethal.
5. Yeah, he had lethal. He had lethal. He missed
He had
it.
lethal.
Yeah,
With the
he just.
goes and his 4/9. Yeah, he probably did. Yeah.
Double Valence and a Nightmare. But, I mean, either way, he has this probably on lock. I mean,
Yeah.
Light Bomb here is really good.
The Light Bomb only leaves up, you know, eight.
Stringmeister and a Laughing Sister.
That's still 8 damage. That's what's messed up. Well, I think you have
And-
to hold over to have a chance because it does kill the Ysera, but
I think
It
none of these players are playing Light Bombs in their decks, which is really weird to me. I think the card is really, really, really good.
I agree. Yeah, so it's odd if Larax has made all these adaptations to a slower meta. Light Bomb's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess maybe it's that last card.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just maybe we'll just run one light bomb, and winning style, even winning style doesn't run light bomb. It's interesting. Maybe they
Yeah.
just think they don't want to be damaging their creatures too much with the light bomb, because light bomb does hit their own creatures.
True, and this must be lethal. We'll see what he gets out of the Powertress though.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
The Velen. Oh, 6 damage
Oh,
holding over. AoE Fireball, not bad.
Yep.
Oh wow, that is going to be game in, you could say, a winning style.
For sure. Man, the Valen's doing the 6 damage holding Nova. Wow.
That was it was a very close game for a while, but
Yep.
it just ended in complete landslide for winning style.
Mm-hmm. I think winning style is definitely the better player there. We could see with all those matchups, he was making the right plays, he was trading correctly. Larix was, I think he was making a little bit too much greedy plays there.
Yeah, I think it seemed like it didn't matter in the end, but I really do think entombing that Powertress instead of the Mechanier
That was
really hurt. I think that really hurt Larax. And winning style played around the Sylvanas. That was really hard for him to deal with. He didn't have a good answer, but he played around it to perfection.
Yeah.
And it ended up carrying him.
The final is going to be winning style versus Strangelove. I'm really looking forward to it. I think both these players are very strong. And I'm looking forward to see who comes out on top.
I think it'll be a really good series. I'm hoping it goes 3-2 because I like seeing more Hearthstone.
Me too, because these both have been sweeps, but I think both these players are coming off of a sweep as them winning, so it should be a pretty evenly match to match.
So before we get into it, who are you backing?
I'm going to go for winning style. I think I'm going to choose winning style because I like Priest a lot. Priest is my favorite class. I'm just going to be cheering up for my favorite class.
Yeah, I'm going to go with winning style as well. I think he showed some really excellent plays. Plus, Priest is fun to watch, so I want to see some Priest.
Want to see more of those Peltress action.
Exactly. It's so much more fun than cards that actually do what they say.
Yeah, RNG is so fun.
Exactly. So, do we have a time on when that's happening, or?
The players might take a little break. So we'll be right back in like 5 minutes when we get the match ready for you. So just follow us on Twitch on Random Championship Series and Facebook on Esports RCS and Twitter at Esports RCS. I'll see you guys very soon. All right, guys, welcome back to our finals. We're going to be watching Winning Style versus Strangelove. Strangelove is going to start out with his Zulok, and Winning Style is going to start with his Control Warrior. What do you think about this matchup?
The Zulok versus Control Warrior matchup, I think the Zulok is favoured. But if the Control Warrior can stabilize around a Justicar on turn 6, it very quickly swings in his favour.
For sure, and especially if the Control Warrior starts off with a Fire War Axe in hand, that weapon can do a lot of work in this matchup.
Yeah, it definitely can. The Fiery War Axe, if that's not in the opening hand, it's very hard for the Warrior to win, but Winning Style does have it.
For sure,
So,
that card really decides the match in here. Like it's almost impossible for a Warrior to do much of any early game play without the Fiery War Axe.
yeah. This is not a good hand for the Warlock, though.
No, it is not. Bran Bronzebeard in the Side of Strange. What do you think of this card? This card usually isn't Zulok, is it?
I actually played in my Zulok list. It's really good for abusive sergeants and also the
Mm.
Dark Peddler because you discover two
Oh,
one-cost
right.
cards. It's
Right.
if you draw your Dark Peddler late when it's normally like turn 5-6, which is obviously late for an aggro deck.
Mhm.
Normally it's a bit of a dead card because the 1 mana cards aren't that great. But with a Brand's Bronzebeard, if you can get 2 and drop all of that on 1 turn,
Yeah.
you've technically only spent 2 cards, but you've actually dropped 4,
Yeah.
which is huge.
That's really, really, really good. And Bronzebeard also has a really weird interaction with the I'm forgetting what the card is called, but the card that eats the 2 creatures near him.
Oh, the Void Terrors, yeah, it procs twice
Right.
for some reason.
Yeah, but it doesn't eat twice. It just gets double stats for the creatures it has eaten, right?
Yeah, I'm quite sure that's how that works, and it's odd, but I'm not sure. The question is he running the Void Terror?
Void
Because
Terrors,
you
yeah.
sometimes see lists without it.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a choice between the players if they like it or not. And a Fierce Monkey on the side of Winning Style. This card has been seeing like few plays here and there from the side of Control Warrior. It really makes their weak early game much stronger.
I agree. I think Fierce Monkey is very, very good for Control Warrior in an aggro meta, but the Zulok has a great answer here.
Yeah. We'll be able to clear out this monkey, and his Imp Gang boss won't even die, and we'll be able to summon the Imp. And now Winning Styles have really difficult plays to make here with his Fire War Axe. There isn't really great targets for it. And usually that's not really the case with Fire War Axe. Usually you're happy to be
Exactly.
swinging that around and killing creatures left and right. But on the side of Strangelove, he has really resilient board right now.
He does, but at the same time, I think the Warrior isn't quite under enough threat to be worried, and he's
Mhm.
going to curve out in a few turns. Like
Yeah.
turn 5, I think he'll just drop Harrison because you're never going to eat a weapon in this matchup.
Yeah.
And then
And
he can
also-
Void Boom. I think he's going to be okay.
Yeah. Winning Style also at a full life on turn 4. He's not
Exactly.
usually what you want to be seeing on the side of the aggro deck, having done
And
no
yeah.
damage on turn 4.
He's also got the 10 armor gain in hand, which is always good
Yeah.
with the Shield Maiden and Shield Block.
And later he has good ways to curve out. He can even go turn 6 after boom with that coin if he wants to.
Yeah. I seem to remember that he was also playing a Revenge. Revenge here would be great. It
Right.
won't do the extra damage due to him.
But
being
so many
alive.
creatures are worthy of 1 life
But so
anyway.
look at all those imps and that abusive. A Whirlwind or a Revenge here would be great.
Yeah. Despite, I mean, a delayed whirlwind.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And he
Um,
does let him clear off that Bronzebeard if he is scared of that card.
I don't think you are that scared of it at the moment. I think you just want to get the value from your weapons, kill the Knife Juggler, and then you have to decide if you want to drop Harrison or play your Deathbite. I think
Mhm.
there's merit to both of those plays. He will be
Yeah.
if he plays the Harrison, he will be punished by Implosion.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Harrison Jones is so weak for the stats. Of course, it does some insane things on the right matchups.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Winning Style is debating the Deathbite play.
It looks like he is scared of that brand, which it's not wrong.
Yeah, if Strangelove does happen to have, as you said, double Dark Peddler there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Or
I
even the double abusive coming in is it's 4 damage. Like, that's a fair amount of damage out of nowhere.
Yeah, and also, this does offer him the ability to play the Death Spite, Death Rattle, to be able to clear off the board really easily next turn. He can just
Yeah.
swing right into this Lothar and clear
He's
the
gonna
board
go
except
very
the,
low, though.
except the Knife Juggler. But he does go pretty low, but this Shield Maiden is going to help him slightly here.
Yeah, he goes up to 12. There is... Ooh,
And Doomguard is strong.
hang on, how much damage is that? That's 7? That is lethal. He has... The Warlock wins.
Yeah, he does.
Go Abusive Sergeant, Power Overwhelming, Doomguard.
Goodness. Man, that top deck was insane.
That top deck was massive.
Yeah. And even 3 damage over. Man, it was looking really good for winning style. Strange Love not being able to get on the board very fast. But those 2 imp gang bosses, there's so much work filling those board with imps that end up putting in like 10 damage.
And Doomguard is just such a power card. It can just blow, as it did there, it just came in and it just single-handedly won him the game.
Yeah, and the perfect amount of mana there to be able to use the Abusive Sergeant and the Power Overwhelming there to buff his creatures to have more than enough lethal.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't fall into the trap of playing the Doomguard first, which is good to see and just shows that he's a competent player.
Well, maybe he really believes in RNGesus, and he knows RNGesus won't betray him like that.
He really wanted to just style win.
just play the Doomguard, see your hand get discard Abusive Sergeant and Power Overwhelming. Well played. That's how you lose.
So we will be seeing the Paladin versus Paladin here.
Yeah.
50-50 matchup, basically.
This might... Oh, this is both a Secret Paladin. Yeah, no, this is Secret Paladin. What do you think about the mirror match? Who do you think has the advantage? I was talking to Paul yesterday, and he was saying usually the person with the coin has the advantage, because if you get the turn 5, Mr. Challenger, you usually can't lose this matchup.
See, I do think there's merit to that, but I think it also depends on board control. Well, he's not going to take the turn 5 Mysterious Challenger regardless, because if you're playing your minions first, as in you went first, I think the best way to deal with a Mysterious Challenger drop is always going to be just having board control.
Yeah.
And then you can just proc all the secrets. So if you go first and can maintain board control, deal with his turn 5 Mysterious Challenger and follow it up with yours, you're in a great position. However, it's not going to be particularly relevant here because he has already used the coin.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it really is, it depends on who can maintain board control. This is a very board-centric matchup in my opinion.
Looks like this Avenge and Redemption combo is probably going to get popped if this knife's hit. Yes, there it is. And Redemption's going to come out.
The Avenge doesn't go off, does it?
Oh, it does not. I think, doesn't it go off if you play it second? After Redemption?
I don't think so, because let me just make sure. Maybe. It's not worded. It's worded, Hearthstone, I wish it had consistent wording sometimes. I'm not sure.
Because I think I've seen it work before, where the Avenge hits the Redemption target if the Avenge was played after Redemption. Or
You're probably not wrong.
I might be wrong. Feel free
really
to break me on that.
Yeah, if anyone in chat knows, I'm not sure. I think, playing Competitive Spirit, I think that's a mistake.
And not clearing this Knife Juggler, I'm not sure about that play. Like,
he's punished here. Here's the punish with that Cog Hammer.
And what if Winning Style happened to have, a Muscle of a Battle there? That would be insane too.
Exactly. Like, I'm not sure what I think the Competitive Spirit must have just been to bluff that it was something else, because the Competitive Spirit was terrible there. It was only ever going to buff 2 creatures.
And this Owl also doesn't seem that useful either. And this Noble Sacrifice doesn't do anything here because Winning Style has a weapon.
Exactly. I think you just go... What? You can either play your Shredder or some combination of Knife Juggler and Shield Minibot. I think the Shredder's fine.
Yeah. Shredder is perfectly fine here. Lothar was also decent here because usually you don't get much value off of Lothar against a Secret Paladin anyways.
That's true, but at the same time, I think just getting a Shredder down...
Looks like he's going to decide to go wide here.
He believes.
Yeah, this does get a little bit weaker against the Consecrate, but nothing from the side of Strange Love.
Yeah, but the thing is, if he uses his turn 5 just consecrating, then you Lotheb him, and the Lotheb will stick. Because he's not going to have anything on board, and now he gets a very, very good trade into Lotheb.
Yeah, just running the Silence Knife Juggler in there, and then he can use his weapon. If he doesn't care for his life total, or he can use his Divine Shield and shit on the bot.
I think you use the weapon so that you can more easily deal with the Mysterious Challenger that you have to expect on the next turn. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate for Winning Style that he doesn't have his.
Well, he does have a better board, so I don't think he minds me too
Exactly.
much.
I think you just go Shredder and press the button.
Mm-hmm.
You could Lotheb. Actually, Lotheb gets it doesn't really get any value, but the Mysterious Challenger I didn't notice, it's significantly weakened by the fact that he drew the other Avenge, because one was played in the early game.
Yeah, he's going to be missing a lot of cards here. I don't know how many competitive spirits that Strange Love is playing, but
Yeah.
he's going to be out of that. He's already got a Redemption out. I'm not sure if he's playing 2 of those. He's probably
I think
getting
he
Noble
normally just plays
Sacrifice.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, those knives were beautiful though. Lets him keep the Divine Shield and the weapon.
Yeah, and don't even have to use his life total or anything like that. And Coghammer, not a really relevant draw here for Strange Love, and probably a Mysterious Challenger we're going to be seeing here.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
just
it only
one
pulls
secret.
One secret. That's
Oh,
horrible.
Completely pitiful.
That's just a whiff. That's Secret Paladin gone wrong.
Yeah. And just really bad luck on the side of Strange Love. Just drawing all those secrets way too early. And just Noble Sacrifice getting eaten up by this 1-1. And this Mr. Challenger is just going to die so easily.
Yeah, this. Let's see what drops from the Shredder. That's a terrible drop, but I don't think it matters. Interesting that he didn't go for the knives there.
Yeah, he can play Lotheb and Hunter Creeper. That's 2 chances to hit the knife there and keep his weapon.
Yeah, it's not a misplay. It's a very minor thing, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's already winning, and once you're so ahead, it's okay to be playing a little bit loose because he even played a Lotheb. Strange Love can't even play a Consecrate even if it had one.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's going to be game. There's really no way out of this for Strange Love.
Yeah, this is just a blowout. That Mysterious Challenger was just so weak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's drawn both of his Avengers, one of his Noble Sacrifices, his Competitive Spirit, his Redemption, everything. He doesn't even play Repentance in his deck, so he doesn't even get that value.
Exactly, yeah. This is just... There's no way to stop this. He might be able to survive one turn if he summons a Recruit and then Coghammers.
Yeah. Man, at this point, I think maybe Strange Love is thinking about his next matchups. Because coming back from this position is basically impossible.
Yeah, no, this game is over. It's literally over because he has the owl.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to be played next? Because both these players are tied up now. Strange Love
Yeah.
winning with his Zoolock and Winning Style going to be winning with his Secret Paladin.
I think...
Do you run it back
keeping on
again?
this- I think keeping on the Secret Paladin's not a bad idea. It has a good
Yeah.
matchup against most things.
Mm.
Like, how is the Secret Paladin versus Druid matchup? Do you know? I don't really know it.
I honestly... I think it's favor for the Secret Paladin. Druids don't have a really good way to control the board. Usually, you don't have a problem with that because Druids just kind of play big threats and then just blow out your opponent with a combo late game. But usually, Secret Paladin is really good at dealing with threats, and Divine Shield is a really hard problem for Druids to deal with. Their swipes aren't even that great in the matchup.
Yeah.
I think Druid just gets on the back foot and they have a really hard time recovering.
Yeah, that's not wrong. But you're not going to say the Druid, we're going to say the Secret Paladin versus Warrior.
Yeah, I think it's a decent matchup for the
In fact,
Warrior.
it's Strange Love that has the Druid anyway. I had
Yeah.
my players mixed up.
No problem. Both of them have
it's a
Secret Paladin.
Reno Warrior.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Like, I mean, I know a lot of people think that's wrong to play Reno in a Warrior deck
I agree with that. I think
because you won't
want
be
the
seeing both of your
consistency.
executes, right? You want both of your executes. You want both of your shield slams. You want your death bites. You want
Exactly.
your
I
fire
think
war
that's-
axes.
I think Warrior has some incredibly high value cards that it's almost wasteful to play Reno, but I've seen it work. So
Of course. I mean, it gets you out of a problem that you had nowhere coming out from, and if Warrior can get reset to 30 life in the middle of the game, and you can start armoring up with
Exactly.
the True Heart, it's pretty hard to stop them because you only need to do like 100 damage to them to kill them.
ooh, wow, that's a terrible discover. That's horrible.
Dragon Hawk Rider is okay.
I think you take the Dragon Hawk.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, it's an okay card. Not great, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to do. Especially on
Yeah.
this board, the Secret Keeper going to be really fat.
And too big for a War Axe top deck to take down.
Revenge is not going to do much here.
Nothing really does much here.
Yeah. Like he can run the Scarab in, and it's going to pop both secrets, and he can use Revenge to kill the 2-1. He doesn't have enough mat to... No, he just doesn't have a lot of mat.
And
So he's just going to go with the creature.
yeah, this is not good for the Warrior. It's a very, very slow start. Which
Yeah.
Warriors can recover from. Warriors can recover from a slow start. But this Secret Keeper is pretty fat already.
Yeah, and Muster for Battle is going to be able to fill the board. Of course, we do know there's a Revenge on the side of Winning Style, but it's going to offer a really good clear for Strange Love on this Dragon
Yeah.
Hawk, right?
Exactly. You just... And especially with an event, you might not even clear the Dragon Hawk Rider with the Avenge. You probably do, but you could have... There was an argument for not.
For sure. And there it is, and Winning Style, again, stuck in a really awkward position.
He's
Just-
just drawing nothing.
Yeah. I mean, next turn he does have Sludge Belcher, which is going to help him quite a bit. Plus, Strange Love's next turn is also very powerful. He can either go True Silver or Blessing of Kings and push a lot of damage.
Yeah. I don't... Because the Revenge is not going to be active for a little while, as in dealing 3.
Hmm.
And even then, even when it deals 3, it's not going to kill this Secret Keeper. This card has just taken over the game.
Yeah, and a very good presence of mind there, using Blessing of Kings on a 1-1 rather than a Secret Keeper.
Yep.
Keeping himself safe from that big game hunter in the side.
If he had buffed the Secret Keeper, the Warrior would have just turned this game around almost
For sure.
immediately. What do you do now, though, if you're Winning Style? Do you Cruel Task your Acolyte and slam trade with the big minion? The big 1-1? 5-5 now?
Yeah, you could have also Cruel Taskmaster, the
Oh,
5-5
that's
big
big.
game hunter did.
You
Oh
could have,
right,
yeah.
he does have the. Oh, he doesn't have the Revenges on, but yeah, this is an okay play.
Yeah, but he's going to get low-themed.
Yeah, I mean, I think I might have one for Cruel Taskmaster on the Silver Hand and clear with Big Game Hunter. Leaves you with a
Yeah,
pretty
I
strong
I
board.
think that was the correct play.
This Lotheb is going to go in here and just going to mess up Winning Style next turn, and Strange Love is going to be able to push even more damage this turn.
Oh, he does have the Reno, though.
Oh man, what a top deck on turn 6.
What a top deck. Do you go for it? I think
It's
you
either
kind of
that
have-
or
Shield
Sludge
Maiden.
Belcher. Or Shield Maiden. But I mean,
Ooh, I think the Reno is the way to go.
yeah.
It's not perfect because he still has 10 damage on board,
Yeah.
but being rich is always
I
good.
mean, yeah. I mean, if he did play Shield Maiden, he would have died to the Tour Civil Champion. So this is a correct play.
Yeah, true. I didn't actually.
Safer play. And now Strange Love is in a bit of a situation. Now he's running out of cards. I mean, he does have a
He
really
is.
powerful board, but Winning Styles will be able to untap next turn with 7 mana.
Yeah. He can brawl, and if the Reno, he's actually going to trade. That's a heads up play.
Yeah. Brawl still looking very good here.
Brawl is very
Evil
Evil
Heckler.
Heckler.
Wait,
That is-
why Evil Heckler over a Shield Master? Like Senjin Shield Master? Isn't that card just better? Like it's a 3-5. I mean, you don't have as much power, but you don't really want power on your taunters, do you?
Well, I think the reason he's running the Evil Heckler is to tilt his opponent by telling him that his mother was a Murloc.
Yeah, they definitely Evil Heckler with the Savage Beats.
He's got the BM factor. Oh wow, that's
Oh
clutch.
wow!
That is huge.
And
Avenge going there.
unfortunate, yeah, the Avenge working against Strangelove there.
That has seriously bailed winning style out.
However, there's a mysterious challenge on the side of Strangelove. He did draw a lot of secrets, so we'll be seeing how much secrets he'll be able to get out of this.
But the thing is, a lot of the way the warrior. Oh, he's only gotten 2, which is already quite bad.
I mean,
They're
it's
strong,
two of the
they
better
are
ones.
strong secrets,
Yeah.
but the warrior can just play very, very defensive now. You know, Sludge Belcher,
I can
it's
take
like, or a Shield Maiden, and just not attack. You don't proc any secrets if you don't attack.
Oh no, he is going to attack. Well, he's going to proc this Avenge and make the board pretty big now.
Yep. I guess he just really, you probably just don't want to see it on the Mysterious Challenger because you've already used your BGA.
Oh man, Tyrion is insane, just curving out perfectly.
Oh, the Tyrion, yeah, but he's gonna get brawled, I think.
He is. If he does play the Tyrion, he's going to brawl, but he is going to get the Ashbringer.
He will, but I think you go brawl into the evil heckler, as odd as that sounds. I never thought I'd say that outside the arena.
Yeah, I mean, he can even brawl in Elise. If he doesn't
Yeah.
think he needs to develop the evil heckler just yet. And there's
Yeah.
a brawl. Let's see what survives. Probably Shield and Midboss surviving is the best choice.
No, I reckon this is
6-1
one.
surviving.
I think you do drop the taunt.
Yeah,
here,
the
because
evil
he has
heckler.
to exists. Oh. I guess he doesn't look. There's what? There's nothing he can lose to on the next turn. Nothing a paladin can do can kill him.
Yeah,
Do nine-
even if he plays Ragnaros doesn't get him, even if he hits space. Oh my god, these top decks!
These top decks are brilliant.
Wow,
The deck favors the paladin.
yeah, it always fears the paladin. I swear to god, this is always they do to me on ladder. They just
Yeah.
like have like, you know, their insane curve, and then they just go on secret like, you know, mysterious challenger into Doctor Boom, into Tyrion, into Ragnaros, which is like, I can't handle it.
I can't deal with all of this. Please stop. It hurts.
And here's Doctor Boom, and Winning Style is running out of options. Draws a map
Uh,
of Golden Monkey immediately, but I mean, that's not what you're looking for.
I don't think you're
Can
playing
go
it this turn.
Slug
I think you're
Belcher,
playing your
Heckler.
taunts. I think you're playing
Yeah.
your 2 taunts here.
Here comes the
And
Belcher.
he's debating playing
he's going
map
for the
and
map.
block and shield block. It's not terrible because you do draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
The map just replacing itself, obviously. See, I'm curious what more he's cut to make the Sereno list.
Well, it's a really easy clear for the Sludge Belcher.
And the boom is still up. But there is a Sylvanas in here,
Yeah.
which can help.
But Strange, I mean, Winning Style really needs some draws here to be able to get him to
Yeah,
a lot of
he does.
situation. And he doesn't want any duplicates. Oh man, this is one turn after the other.
Oh
he
my
leaks
god.
into map into Golden Monkey, but he just
Normally this is brilliant, but it just doesn't do enough. He dies if he plays it. Unless he
get
unless
Reno.
he goes monkey.
Reno into Reno.
No, because Reno's not guaranteed. Because
I know,
get
but
two
he has to get
legendary.
lucky.
But he
He
could
has to get
Reno
lucky.
into Hogger. Sorry,
Yeah,
monkey into Hogger. That saves him.
Monkey
Just.
into Hogger or Reno, and I hope his deck is no duplicates. I mean, maybe he just go for Evil Heckler and then Monkey.
He could also just play 2 taunts. I think playing the Heckler first was actually quite a bit smarter. Oh, those are
that
not
does
the best.
nothing.
The Grom did become a Grom.
Grom just doesn't want to live his little son. He's got son. Always. And I'm assuming this is going to be lethal or very close to it.
It is at 1 off by my count, but I just did a very quick count.
Unless you get like Boombot RNG or something. He
Yeah,
can attack that with the sword.
I
7,
think you
8,
go
9,
sword.
10. I mean, if you get Boombot RNG, you can win here.
I think you should have gone for it, honestly, because it's the
Yeah, I
same as
think
you
you
should die.
Yeah, attack the Boombot
Yeah.
into the 1 toughness creature. Oh, he's gonna go for it like this. Oh, he gets it anyways.
Oh, does he get it? Oh,
Yeah,
he
he
does.
got it.
Wow, that's a way to win.
Slap your head.
Wow.
Slight misplay there. He should have just attacked the Boombot into the 6-1 there, but either way, he gets it
didn't matter
again.
at all. He got it.
Matter. Strangelove making a comeback again. So now only his druid is remaining on the side of Strangelove, and winning style still has to win with his priest and his warrior.
Yeah, but I think warrior and priest can both beat a druid.
I agree. I agree. I think slower decks. Well, as long as you're not too slow. I actually think druids are very good at beating any kind of greedy Reno decks. But I think if winning style picks his
Yeah.
priest here, I think he should have a really good chance because priest gets on board really like fast with big creatures,
Yeah,
and it's have a hard time dealing with big creatures.
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment that the druids can beat Renos, but at the same time, I always am loath to say that druid is favoured against warriors that aren't patrons.
Right.
I think patron warrior versus a druid is only slightly favoured to the warrior because the druid sucks at dealing with the actual patrons.
Right.
But warriors can just go, okay, I'm against a druid. I'll use whatever removal I can scramble for, which is very hard in a Reno deck.
Mm-hmm.
But I can also press this button that gets me 2 damage away from the combo every single time I press it.
Just like you're playing as a freeze mage.
Exactly. You can just press that button and get further and further away from that 14 health mark, and if you can do that, you can win.
Yeah, and decent hand on the side of Strangelove. Of course, you don't really see the Force of Nature, but having the Wrath for early clear and 2 wild growths to be able to curve out very nice.
Wow. This curve.
He can just go Polisher next turn if he wants to.
Yeah, I think you do.
And we're winning style just going to cycle this Power War Shield.
I think you do just play the... He's already got combo in hand, so...
Yeah.
The
It
druid
looks like this
definitely-
is a 100% gold deck on the side of Strangelove.
Yeah. It's so
Even-
far... I wish he had the coin so we could tell.
Yeah, we can guarantee it, but even his hero portrait is golden. Looks like he does like to
Yeah.
play Druid quite a bit.
I think he definitely does play a lot of druid, so it's very possible that he'll take this one. Though I am rooting for winning style because I want to see another game.
And,
Ooh, that's a terrible drop.
Yeah, you the 1/2 is really bad. Usually will be seeing a creature with 3 power or greater, or at least a
So-
2/3.
What do you do here? Do you wild growth or do you deal with this Northshire? Because you can just deal with it if you wrath it for 3 hero power and trade your curator.
It's not a bad idea because Northshire Cleric is going to be healed up next turn and it's going to start getting really big value for winning style, and then also that Valen's Chosen giving that spell power. You don't really ever want to mess with that. And if you start losing board control as a druid, you're not going to have a good time. Savage Roar instead of Wrath.
It's interesting because it means he can wild growth.
I guess that makes
And
sense.
the thing about the wild growth is that he can top deck a Dr. Boom next turn and actually play it.
Yeah. And he's stuck with, I mean, his hand right now needs a lot of work, and so his top deck is going to need a lot of help. Dr. Boom, as you said, would be a perfect draw. Keeper of Lore would be also insane.
Yeah.
But he just really needs some help right now because his Force of Nature and hand aren't doing anything.
Yeah, they're drawing both your Force of Natures that early is definitely not what you want to see as the druid.
Yeah. Winning style debating running down to the Strengthmeister because he doesn't want to give away the board control to the druid. He doesn't even have the Valen's Chosen in hand. It looks like he is going to run out this turn to protect the Strengthmeister from a swipe.
I definitely
Or
don't
rat.
think that's a mistake. I think
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, I think so too. Like last game, we were talking about how you want to save Stringmeister for bigger play. Oh man, just very afraid of these Valen Chosens. I mean,
I think Lotheb was right there.
I mean, Lothar isn't very good because you're running into a 5/6.
I agree, but if he trades it, you can Wrath.
Should have said that's very true. But now, Strangelove is going to be down to 1 combo in his entire deck. Just needs to draw a Savage Roar if he wants that. And he does have a
That's
very
a
powerful
good
turn. here.
stabilizing turn. That's a very good stabilizing turn. With the Shade of Nax, unless there's a Holy Nova drawn soon, as in last draw, it's not going to be able to be dealt with because he's not running the Okanai Circle.
And even with Holy Nova, he couldn't play there because of the Lothar.
Oh, of course he couldn't. I think. Oh wow. I think you just Azure Drake and then Wrath for 1.
Yeah,
I think
Wrath
you
is
need
very
to
good.
draw.
Wrath also does it for 2 now since of the spell damage.
I
Very
don't think
good
that's
value.
particularly relevant. I don't think it's really relevant just because the Lothar was going to kill the Guardian anyway. But it is
Right.
good. I definitely think you have to draw with the Wrath. Your hand quality is really, really low.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Keeper of the Grove is good, but you just don't have any minions you just want to play.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to cycle. Innervate isn't going to do anything here unless he wants to run out the Keeper of the Grove.
Yeah, and the Keeper of the Grove doesn't quite kill the Whelp, so I think you just save the Innovate
Mm-hmm.
to push out 2 big minions in a turn later on.
Holy Nova's decent draw. It does let him clear the Azure Drake and the Lothar with the use of his Whelp. Otherwise, his only other choice, he doesn't really have any much other choice, huh? Does he? He could go for Shadow Ward Death, but that also leaves the Azure Drake up, and you know where to go with your Twilight Whelp.
Yeah, I think the Nova is definitely the way to go here. You Nova trade. Paletrus just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, Peltris is more of a 9-mana card than a 7-mana card.
Exactly. And I think as the Priest, you're okay with letting the game go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I know
And
that's normally
Strange
very
Love.
scary against a Druid, but I think you're okay.
Yeah, Strange Love top decks also haven't been very good.
No, they've been really poor. This swipe is just utter shit. It does nothing.
Yeah. And he does decide to free up the Shale next round, which is...
It's a good
which
time
is
to
a-
do it.
Yeah, it's a 4 power. It's exactly the time you want to be revealing Shade, because you can get 2 attacks in against Priest.
Ooh, he's thinking about the Confessor Power Word Shield, but he's just going to get punished by the Keeper of the Grove.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to play conservative here. I mean, if he go for Confessor next turn, he can't even deal with this Shade, so this Confessor is going to push back farther and farther. And Dr. Boom, that's the draw he's looking for right there.
That's a good draw. He takes back. But even then, it just gets deathed, and he has the boom bots. And the problem is, I think Winning Star right now really wishes he had another death.
Yeah. Oof. So you gotta get rid of this Dr. Boom, right? And what else do you do? Play out the Dark Cultist, power shield it?
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do. It's not
Yeah.
good though, because you can't deal with that Shade.
He's gonna
That
decide
Shade
to draw the
is
card
good
first.
work.
Yeah, he's already got 9 damage and he's gonna get 6 more damage and doing 15 total damage.
That's insane.
Oh, there's a
especially-
second Shadow Ward Death, so
Oh,
it does
Oh,
offer
it's a
him
little bit late.
yeah, it does offer him a removal for the Shade next turn, but right now, oh man, Ancient
The
Lore,
top deck here, yeah, that's huge.
just the beats keep coming.
Especially if he draws into another threat, he can just innovate that out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like a Polish Shredder would be fantastic. If he draws 2 cards and get like Polish Shredder, Savage Roar, and the game is probably gonna be
the
sealed up.
game's, yeah. At this point, Winning Star just has to bank on that Savage Roar being on the bottom of the deck.
Druid
of the Claw
Claw,
is good.
great, yeah.
That's
Innovate
really
this one out.
good.
Looks like
That
interesting.
Boombot, ineffective.
Yeah, the Boombot doesn't do much there. It just takes off that 2 health from the Power Word Shield.
Yeah, I actually don't. I'm not sure I agree with trading the boom bots. I think you're in a position where you make the priest deal with them.
Yeah, and like the creature has 6 health, and there's not really like much a
Yeah.
Boombot can do there unless you get really lucky. And this Holy Nova is again it's a little too late.
Yeah,
and
it's just
this
too late. It's not going
Still,
to
the
kill him.
claw is so big. Like you can't get through that.
Yeah. Well, you definitely Shadow Word Death that Shade. That has to. Oh. Okay. was
Okay,
thinking about
but he
Eldritch.
thought about going RNG there, but
Well, it's not the worst idea because you're in a
wasn't,
very,
sure.
very dire situation, and you know maybe you get something that would actually deal with this board that I actually can't think of. I'm not sure what
Mal'Ganis?
legendary. Mal'Ganis would be pretty good, yeah.
it's okay. But you know, I mean, they get Keeper of the Grove, then you just die.
Yeah.
I think that was the right play moving that. I
I
mean,
think
it's not a great play.
No, it
Well,
really
what
wasn't.
does he do here?
He
Nova?
heals face and prays.
He's going to heal Dark Cultist, attack into Druid Claw, and the Holy Nova looks like.
I don't like that because it doesn't kill it.
Yeah, just pushing down the one.
If that hits for 4, ooh, if that had
Oh.
hit for 4, jeez.
Yeah, that would have been
Oh, now
very
there's
rough.
another shade.
5,
Oh no.
6, 10, 15. That he has lethal.
Does he?
Yeah, he can force a nature swipe. That is
That's
10.
10 plus.
10.
Yeah, he does. Yep,
Well
that's
played.
lethal. That's 19
Oh,
damage.
man. It was
Man.
looking so good.
It really was. It just. Druids, man, druids.
Yeah, druids, they just are so resilient.
And that'll be.
Just as long as
it.
they can get the good top decks, they get ahead of you with the wild growths and just seal out the game so easy.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for winning style, but very well played by Strangelove as well. He's definitely deserved the win.
Yeah, solid plays all day. Just haven't seen any misplays from him, and he does totally deserve to win our first Kings Defender tournament.
Yeah, he will be our champion. In a very deserving style. He played.
Yeah,
Both players played very, very well in both their semi-finals and the final. But Strangelove will take it.
yeah, that was very good. So I think that's going to be the end for the tournament here. Do you have any last thoughts?
I want to see more Priest. That's what I want to
Yeah.
say. Anyone who
Yeah.
wants to compete next week, bring Priest, and I'll be very
I
happy.
agree. And play the Compressor Peltris because it makes it
Yeah.
very entertaining for us.
Exactly. I want to be able to yell about RNG or something.
Yeah.
So bring Priest, bring Paltris.
You also stream, yeah?
I do, yeah, over at twitch.tv/Celestia. It's mostly
Yeah.
Counter-Strike though, so
I mean, if you guys like Counter Strike, make sure you give Blurry a follow. I'm sure he's a very good player. He's a good caster, so you guys should show him some support. So I think that's it for us tonight. So from Golgi App and Blurry Face, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you follow us on Twitch on Random Championship Series, Facebook on Esports RCS, and Twitter at Esports RCS. See you guys next time.